Hello, my name is B-ahwe. My live set tonight consists of my full live band setup, which is sick. I haven't been able to do it in a while because of the Coco being around for the last 2 years. But it's me, drums, keys, bass, guitar, and 3 backing vocalists. Tonight I have planned kind of celebrating my EP that just got released and being able to bring it back into the live ether, which is beautiful because a lot of the songs came from a live concept of the way that the songwriting began. So it's kind of a celebration of my last 2 EPs, which were released over the last 2 years. My music's hella emotional. I just want the audience to vibe on a level where they're free to vibe with the music and dance and get involved, but also just let yourself be really taken away with it. I just kind of want the audience to be swept into the ethereal mood of it all, really. Just forget where you are for a little while.
Everything that I need, or do I just think I crave this? My head and heart contradicted, but it feels so sweet when we're so. Is this just to distract me? Wrap my head around futile figments. Human nature got a funny way of vibing, always telling me that I need to be multiplying. Half just wants to feel my home held.
I love people the most about live shows. It's just sick. I mean, it's been so long since I've been in a room with people. It was so wiggy for a while, and now it's finally got to a point where it's just like I literally want some stranger to sweat on me. I want to be in a room celebrating music, because live gigs are like church for the modern generation. We don't have, well, apologies if you do have religion, but I feel like most of the people I know don't really have religion, but we have spiritualism, and religion is about this shared experience and coming together and having like a shared belief and a faith in something. So being in a room of hundreds or thousands of people you don't know and all singing the same lyrics and all feeling this like magic that only comes from instruments and live people and things, humans having a shared experience, is just absolute magic. It's ridiculous, and yeah, it's the best part about live music. Having this shared moment that is unique to you and everyone there and can't be made again. Yeah, I think not having the opportunity to be in a room with musicians, be at gigs, be sharing these special live moments that we have, even just like band rehearsals or even going to someone else's gig and just being with other people, having these shared communions. I think it's been detrimental. My mental health's been a mess. It's been a very important chapter to realise that you need to have control of these things on your own without relying on other things. But at the same time, you also don't have to rely on yourself all the time, because we have people and we have communities, and I just know so many people have struggled. A lot of people who aren't all about the songwriting, and for them, they just live to gig. They've lost that one part of life that makes them feel kind of whole and with other people. And when I had my first gig back, I was just like, I felt like this huge part of me's been missing, and it finally kind of came back together again. And I just feel like I've seen everyone's bits of confidence come back. And gigs at that time, the whole community comes together. Like you said, they are your extended family pretty much, the people that you work with all the time and see. These people are so special to you. To see these people who are living the same lives as you and you're sharing these special things together. Yeah, I've seen the effect it's had on most people that I know, and me included, and I've seen the light come back into people's lives as live music has returned the past few months and weeks, so the difference is huge. Live music and live venues are important to me personally because it is the shared space. It's a safe space that we all have to go and have this unique moment together that you can't get elsewhere. You go to a venue and you don't even need to speak to anyone. You know that people you love are going to be there. And even if people you don't know are there, there's still going to be people who believe in the same values as you, because I think people who listen to certain kinds of music or are drawn to certain kind of music have personality traits that make them similar, or you wouldn't be so tied into something that is so personal, because there's so much music these days, there's so much to choose between. There must be something deeply valued about that kind of music that drew you into it, like body and soul. A special moment from a live show I've seen is because like recently we went to Cross the Tracks, and there's more people there than I even realised. I just kept bumping into people, and then went to see Leanne Havas, and she started with a song this acoustic song that she put out years ago that I don't even think most of the audience knew. But I had a really, really special moment with that song. It's like a really nostalgic, sentimental tune for me from my childhood. And I knew every little word of it. And the audience was at the front was complete silence. And there was just one person in maybe every pocket of like 10 or 20 people who knew the words. And we were all singing the words among the silence of it all. And I just felt no embarrassment at all. I was just like, I started weeping, I think. And I just heard a couple other people behind me singing. And a couple people were like, I don't know this tune, but they still felt how special this moment was because everyone was in silence. Like, you've came into this crowd of huge people and you haven't felt the need to start with some huge tune. You have started with an acoustic tune you dropped like 10 years ago, which, it was literally ridiculous. I can't even explain. So beautiful. I've just met so many amazing people at gigs. Yeah, you meet friends for life, or people that you work with in the future, and people that you support and they support you. You build this beautiful, tangled musical web. My favourite venues around the UK, I guess Leeds was my home for so long, so a lot of it is Leeds really. Places like Brudenell, that is just like a hub of creatives and people and anyone who wants to be there. And like music goers and non-music goers, it's a really interesting mix of, like, brings like two worlds colliding, and every year it gets bigger and better and more people get to be supported and play there and things, so it's just amazing. Places like Hyde Park Book Club, that is just like a meeting ground and a cesspit for beautiful people, and like the Super Friends venues, which try their best to kind of like bring different ladders of people all together. And other places that like I've played and been to as well, like Yellow Arch is a sick place to play and go in Sheffield. Like whether it's like intimate little things or they had like a whole day festival, and it just suits everything. It's so sick. And then coming to London and like Jazz Cafe and stuff, which is just like, I don't know, there's just something special about Jazz Cafe, like the way it's laid out with the 2 floors and everything, and feels like bougie but nitty at the same time. I don't know how they managed to nail those two in betweens. I'm looking forward to a lot of things next month actually. Everything's just been so mad with getting used to the world opening again, but like going to festivals this summer was amazing. But yeah, next month I'm gonna try and things like Kofi Stone, Plum's playing with her full band, which I can't wait for. Yeah, there's just loads of people. Nick's being on tour, Annie's live set is just disgusting. Hello, I'm B-ahwe, and you can catch me in Leeds on the 7th of October at Hyde Park Book Club. You're listening to Thread, sucker!